God, I just wanted my cell phone to work because I wanted to call for help. I was like, I'm stuck here. I can't get it. I can't go on, and I'm so thirsty. The sun's gonna go down soon.
What have you learned from
All these experiences.
living out in the wild? Yeah.
Now, I don't live out in the wild all the time. The time that I spend there, though, um, I
Like, talk a little bit about that because I'm sure a lot of people are curious.
yeah, I love spending a lot of time in the wilderness, and a few years ago I started going on solo trips, as much as like a week at a time, and by myself. And after the very first one that I did, that was a week long, I saw people once in a while. It was on an island, so I did run into people at times, but there were many days that I did not see a soul. I don't have a video of exactly that one, but I of the location I do. It was on an island called Isla Culebra, which is Snake Island in English. And the third time I went there, I made I think it's a 10-part series. No, 12-part series, 12 episodes about that experience. And I do refer back to my very first trip there, and I have some footage that shows in that. That very first trip was really life changing. I learned some really important things about myself, learned some things about health. That really set the pace for me, for my desire to be in nature as much as possible, because I like almost starved out there. In like a week, I ate so little. I had brought in only like a little baggie of like a trail snack. It had cocoa beans and some nuts and some raisins in it. Other than that, I had to find food. And what I did was I ate coconuts and plants. I ate a few mollusks that I pried off the rock, on the sea, and that was it for about a week. There was times I suffered dehydration and got quite concerned about it. I ended up taking a big chance and eating cactus because of that, and I found that it's edible and a good alternative to water in a survival situation. And I found no reference to that anywhere that I've researched online or in books. I found no reference to eating that cactus, and so that's kind of like my own little personal discovery. And it feels really, really, really neat to have done that and learned that. But I learned about myself and my limits. It's kind of like going to boot camp, and they really put you through hell. They really make you give 110%. And I felt like that's where I was. But it was many times I did not have cell phone reception. I mean, the point where I was really dehydrated and concerned about it when I tried the cactus, I was stuck in a very difficult to get to location. I was God, I just wanted my cell phone to work because I wanted to call for help. I was like, I'm stuck here. I can't get it. I can't go on, and I'm so thirsty. The sun's gonna go down soon, and I started to kind of panic. And that was the moment I passed this tall cactus, and I thought, heck, I mean, I remembered a scene from a cartoon where someone ate cactus. I don't remember what cartoon it was, but it might have been Bugs Bunny or something. But I just remember this cactus and getting water from it, and but I knew that some cactus were poisonous. But I was like, I had to try it, so I cut a little piece, tasted it, and it tasted like cucumber. So I just hacked off the whole arm, peeled the spines off, and started eating it. And immediately, it was like filling your car with gas when it's on fumes. That was the difference. It just gave me energy, and I was able to think clearer. And I just trudged right through this really thick, spiny, thorny vegetation and crawled under it. I mean, it was crazy what I had to do to get through, but I did, and I made it out of there. And then I was able to get water, and that was like towards the end of that trip. Um, so learning about it kind of built my faith. Whether you believe in God or not, I firmly believe there is a divine power out there. I've experienced some miracles. I've experienced miracles in my life, and and this was something that when I could not rely on society because I was I had no reception. I was out of cell phone signals, out of cell phone range. it was just me and nature and God out there, and that's it. And what happened through that experience and others that I've had that are similar is that it gave me a self, what I was, I guess that you could say a self-confidence. I mean, not so much just in myself and my own abilities, but rather that there's something out there bigger than me that's also caring for me. Also, I have a family, and I've never had a good career, you could say. You know, I've never been what you would say successful in business, in job. I didn't go to college. I did graduate high school very well. I've always been a hard worker, but that doesn't equate success. Um, so I've always struggled financially, and I've always most of my life spent doing jobs that were neither my passion nor exercising the best of my abilities. So there was always this frustration, and there was always this dream to be an adventurer, to be out in the wilderness. I used to daydream about it all the time, and it was just like the ultimate idea of freedom. Speaking of freedom, I mean this country is called the land of the free. If you travel a lot, I don't know if you see it really as, I don't know. I guess it depends on the point of view. But I find it as a country of many laws, many man-made laws. In the wilderness, if you're alone, there are no man-made laws. There are none. There are no stop signs. There's no IRS, no taxes, no curfews. It's just you and nature. The only laws that exist are the laws that affect everyone, which are the physical laws that have been here since the beginning of the earth. Those don't change. Man's laws change. You go from one country to another, you're governed by different laws everywhere. And you can make a mistake by believing something is legal in one country, you go to another and it's not legal, and you can end up in jail. You know, so your freedom's taken away just like that, and you have no idea why. You know, so true freedom is really being alone in the nature, because it's only man that brings all the rules and all these new laws. And so that's just a very interesting aspect, and that also made nature more attractive to me. And so I want to learn more about the laws of nature. And as a result, the more that I learn and the more like self-sufficient I become, the more I learn to make with my hands, make things that cost zero money, no connection to money at all. Things that are useful, where you can make tools, cutting tools, build a shelter, make pottery. I mean, I have pottery that I cook in. I've cooked meals, I cook popcorn, I've made seafood soup in a bigger pot than this. You know, all these materials can be used for collecting water. There's no limit to what you can do. And so as I gain more of those skills, I got to a point where society and its laws I'm governed by them, but I don't feel intimidated by them anymore. And I'm not so concerned about what people think. And that was really one of the biggest obstacles I think I had to overcome. Because all my life, I was really trying to please people that were, authority above me. It was my parents, my teachers. I remember, even in high school, I think I was a sophomore, either a freshman or a sophomore. I remember being in a class, and I did something that upset the teacher. And my teacher scolded me. She scolded me after class. After the other kids left, she talked to me. And that devastated me. And I actually, as a sophomore, started crying right there. I was so embarrassed. But I was like, I'm so weak. I'm just so weak, And I kind of was like that, through much of my adulthood and everything. I just felt like I had to just try to impress, someone else who was above me. And as I learned to disconnect myself more from society and rely on myself more, I came to a point where I don't care what what that person thinks, or I mean, uh, what I've done. A lot of people have been family or even friends have been like, okay, you're what? Why do you do this? You're building a hut. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Now I had more reason than just for to build it, but I wanted to make the most out of it, so I made a video documenting it. Okay, I'm gonna build this hut, and I documented it.